Well, hello. Welcome to the Filmmaking Sucks podcast. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. So, this is the Filmmaking Sucks podcast where we tell you about all the mistakes you can make when producing a film and how to avoid them. I'm one of your hosts, Lindsay.
And I'm Manny. And it's the new year.
Woohoo.
Woohoo. 2018. I'm getting old.
Yeah, let's not go there. Keep it above the board.
Oh, you're still young.
Age.
You're still young. Oh. You're younger than I am.
It's a rough year.
No,
hitting the
not.
big 3-5.
Oh, you got some time.
I can't believe I said that on the air.
See, look at that. You're already owning up to yourself.
I'm owning it. I have 6 months to prepare. So yes, June is my birthday, in case anybody wants to get me anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like a couple more years back.
You're going to share your Amazon wish list too and let people buy you stuff?
Please. You don't even buy me stuff.
Yes, I do. Are you kidding me? This was an eventful year.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about, how did you phrase it? How did you put it?
It's a year in review.
Okay, it's a year in review.
Then we're going to set some goals for this year. Mm-hmm. And we're going to give some helpful hints on staying motivated.
All right. Where do we begin?
Super. Let's start with the year in review.
All right, fine. See what I said earlier? I was like, I have no list. I have nothing in front of me. I don't know where you want to go first. So,
well, let's close 1 year off before we open up another one.
Last year. Yes. Last year, 2017, we started 2017 with the premiere of Data States at the Macabre Fair Film Festival. We were nominated.
Yep.
For a bunch of awards.
A whole bunch.
Yes, we were nominated for 5 awards. We won 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we weren't nominated for 2 of them.
Yeah. We won the Audience Choice.
Yep.
And Audience Choice Best Feature
Poster.
and Audience Choice Best Poster.
Yes.
So we weren't nominated for that. So technically we were nominated for 7 awards.
Yeah.
Because everybody's nominated for Audience Choice. And then we won Best Soundtrack and Best Sound. Mm-hmm. And that's what we did at Macabre Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it really? I thought we won more.
No. Okay. 4 awards.
Okay, you're right.
Sound, soundtrack, Audience Choice, and Best Poster.
You are correct, sir.
I know I'm correct.
Yes.
So that's how we started the year off. We started the year off, it was world premiere, and we came home with awards.
It was awesome.
Help me out here.
Okay, so then Theta went on to do, I believe, how many more festivals over the year?
We screened at 5 more festivals. It was a very small run now that I think about it. Really sucked, actually. I mean, the festivals were great. Just, wow. The amount of...
Some people make a movie and it doesn't get into anything.
You're right. So. You're right. I'm just looking at the amount of money we spent sending to festivals. And this year, you know what? This filmmaking sucks. So here's what sucks about it. How about that? Here's one of the sucky, shitty things about being a filmmaker.
Oh, no.
The fact that there is so many people making movies. Anybody can make movies, which is a great thing. That anybody can just pick up a camera and make a movie. If you've something you've always wanted to do, you can do it. And that's what's amazing about it. But that's what sucks about it, too. Because there's so much out there. There are so many films. And as a result of there being so many films, film festivals are a cash cow. So even the smallest first-time festivals by people who've never run it, people who've never done anything to do with film before can open up a festival.
And they get like 300 submissions.
Easily. List themselves on Film Freeway. You know, they can say $5 for the first 3 months of submissions, then bring it to $10, then $20, then $40, and people will submit, and they will get hundreds of submissions.
Right.
And even at $10 each, you're still talking a couple $1,000s that they're getting off of this, okay? And now, I'm not saying the film festivals are pocketing all this change and running.
No, I mean, because it does take a
It
fair
takes
amount of money to rent a venue.
And yes, and the truth is, most film festivals don't make a profit.
No.
They barely make just enough to cover all their operating costs and maybe their web costs for the rest of the year. And, the 2 or 3 people who run the festival to pay them for their time and as the job of running the festival. So it's very, very rare that the film festivals turn any sort of profit.
No, they're not.
Okay?
They're not rolling in the dough.
No. So I'm not saying that at all.
No.
I'm not going to say that at all. They're not becoming millionaires off of us. But the fact of the matter is, when you are running a film festival, especially for your first time, and you get 500 submissions, you now have to watch them all.
Yes, you have to have a plan in place to have people watch them. Multiple people watch them for judging.
Exactly. And the truth is, you don't know whether they're watching them all. There's no way to tell whether the film festival is actually watching your entire submission, especially if you have a feature film.
Aren't there ways with Vimeo?
No. There's that guy who wrote that article.
Yes.
And the amount of money he spent on his Vimeo account in order to afford putting 50 different screeners of his film up there is ridiculous.
Huh. So Vimeo charges you by what, gigabyte or something?
Yeah, we have Vimeo Pro. Okay. We have 1 terabyte of space. Okay. And that's our cap. 1 terabyte.
How big is Theta?
30 gigs.
Okay.
So I can put it up there. It's a ridiculous amount of time.
Yes.
It's a ridiculous amount of effort.
Yes. Because he was
And
actually paying attention to each screener and checking it by date.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
And on top of that, the Vimeo Pro that we pay is $200 a year.
Yeah.
How many of you filmmakers can throw $200 down for Vimeo Pro to for them to host your film? Now, if you have the Vimeo Plus membership, which is I think $50 or $60 a year.
Okay.
It's like $12 a month.
Yeah.
You get 20 gigs of space.
Which Theta wouldn't even fit.
Not even going to fit.
Yeah.
Not even going to fit my movie up there. If I really compress the shit out of it, I can get it down to 4 gigs and it's going to look terrible. Well, it's not going to look terrible, but it's not going to look very good. It's going to be fine for viewing on somebody's computer or somebody's laptop. But when the film festival then downloads your submission so that they can screen it, now it looks terrible because you're seeing all the artifacting and everything that's coming out of it from. It's looking bad, especially because we're shooting now. People shooting in 4K and it's shooting in HD, it's shooting in huge file sizes.
Right.
So dropping it down to that, you're going to lose quality somewhere in the process.
Okay.
And a lot of film festivals don't want physical submissions anymore.
Yeah.
You're going to have to look at this and say, well, okay, if they don't want physical submissions, then I have to get them a full res file. Which again, it's one of those things where if as filmmakers, we should be putting the time in to do this sort of thing. We really should.
Yeah. It's like writing a cover letter for every one of your resumes.
Yeah. You should be. We should be putting all this time and effort into it. The problem is there's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
Okay? And those filmmakers out there who are lucky enough to make their living off of some level of filmmaking or another, whether it be just working freelance in different places, whether they're hired as directors or producers or editors regularly, whether they work in a studio house somewhere, whether they work in an editing house, whatever. Those few who are lucky enough to have worked up there, fine. But I think most of our audience is the people who are working 5 days a week. They're working full-time 40, 50, 60-hour-a-week jobs, and they're filming on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Uploading 70 versions of your movie onto Vimeo.
It's not feasible.
No, it's just not, especially at 30 gigs each. It's going to take you 2 hours each to upload that. So, all right, you upload one when you leave for work, you put it up and you put it up there. You come home, time to upload another one.
Yep.
It's going to take you 2 months before you upload all 30, 40, 50 versions of this for all the film festivals that you are now paying to submit. And now you have to keep track of them all.
Right.
And you have to check which one is which. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is just ridiculous.
So if any of our listeners are a little confused, if you Google, do film festivals watch my film?
Yeah.
Most likely this article is going to pop up. I think it's on Indie. It's either on No Film School.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
This article's been shared around a lot, and I totally get what the guy is saying.
Yeah.
All right. There's another level to this as well. All right. Now, you've taken the thing, you've uploaded it 30 different times onto Vimeo. You've created a separate individual password for each one. You know, they all have their own URL. Now you go into Film Freeway and you're going to start submitting to festivals. Okay? They all want digital screeners. Okay. That's great. The benefit of Film Freeway is that you can have one digital screener up and you can submit to 100 festivals in one shot.
That's the benefit, and then it's also the danger.
Yeah. The problem with that is now you have 30 different screeners of the same movie. You need to create 30 different profiles of your
same
movie
film
for each individual URL.
Oh my God. That's a nightmare.
Yes.
Oh, Mike barely
Add another few more hours of time.
Yeah, we
days.
could barely write a cover letter for each film festival, much less create a profile for it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
If I had the kind of time to do that, I wouldn't need to shoot my movies on weekends. I'd be doing it all the time. It would be my full-time job.
Right. Absolutely. I see what you're saying.
There's only so many hours in the day, and at some point you do have to sleep. You do need to rest, and you have to unplug.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that whole that coffee is for closers, always closing, always be closing.
Yeah, keep hustling, always hustling.
Always hustle. You know, and I've said it before. The more time you spend doing this is the less time you spend doing that.
Yep.
And I get it.
Yeah.
But you've experienced it this year more so than I have, because I've taken a lot of time this year towards doing this.
Yes,
making this more of my full-time thing for me.
Yep.
Okay? That, though, means that I'm taking less hours at work. Mm-hmm. I'm working less days.
You are.
Which means I have a lot less money. So I'm sitting in the house staring at a screen a lot of the time, because no, I'm not going out. I'm not going to go out and have lunch with my friends. I'm not going to go relax and do no, I'm here. I do this all the time now. But then that means when we have an event on the weekend, now you're working 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You're doing that 40 to 60 hour weeks.
Yep.
And then Saturday and Sunday, we're at an event, or sometimes Friday through Sunday.
Oh, please. A couple times we've done Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all events. It's just been exhausting.
Yes, exactly. And you've just burned out. And all you're doing at that point is just showing up.
And networking, yeah.
Yeah, you're just there and networking, because I'm setting up the event.
Yep.
And I'm setting up all the screener. I'm making sure everything.
Yeah, you're answering all the questions. If there's technical issues, if there's marketing.
I'm dealing with the event itself with our film and getting us there.
Yeah.
All you're doing is at that point accompanying me and being there to represent the film and do the Q&A with me and network and everything. And it's still exhausting.
It is exhausting.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you don't get a break.
No.
And this is where we're getting to, that at some point you need to put some time for yourself in. Okay? So that's one of the points I wanted to make here, which we just somehow roundabout got to. That we all had goals for the year of little things. Everybody has goals that you want to do, and sometimes you don't make it. One of my goals for this past year was I wanted to shoot a music video. Mm-hmm. I just felt like, you know what? I think I've always wanted to. Now I'm like, I'm going to make, and I didn't. Yeah. I didn't shoot a music video this year. I had a bunch of other things that I did instead of.
No, you did pitch for one. Or you did budget for one, too. You pitched for two, budgeted for at least one.
I pitched for two, yes. And one we looked at a budget for.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't feasible.
Yeah.
I didn't see it happening.
Yeah.
You know, the musician, she had a cool idea, and I was just like, it just wasn't something that I felt we could pull off for what we all had available. Then we were all kind of pooling resources, you know, and she gave me the idea for a couple different videos, and I didn't feel like it was feasible.
Yeah.
It was possible. If it was somebody who wanted to do a horror video, I know how to cut those corners.
Yeah.
I know what it should look like, and I know how to make it look that way.
Look close to that, yeah.
Yes. I don't know how to cut corners with fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm just not to me,
not your
like,
wheelhouse.
well, you want this, you want this, you want that. Okay, well then we need to get that.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, okay, well that's it. I don't know any other way of getting it other than getting that.
Right.
You know, you want bodies being chopped up.
Yeah.
That's easy.
I got a bunch of those body parts in my closet, you know?
Exactly. We've got that sort of thing at our disposal.
Yeah, there's a lot more resources that we have that applies
you know,
to
and
that.
when it comes to horror, and I've said this before, that horror lends itself to the lower budget in general, because if it looks gritty, it looks good.
Yeah.
That gritty, real kind of messiness, it doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
But when you're going to have something like you're going to do a live action version of, say, Frozen.
Yeah.
Everything has to be pretty. Everything has to be sparkly. Has to be lit properly. It has to, that fog machine has to be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, horror, you can do it in extreme close-ups and shaky
close-up
camera.
and lots of darkness, and you know, you create shadows with whatever you have on hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can have a character walking around and, okay, it's the apartment. This apartment is furnished in a way that I don't like it. Great. Turn the lights out and have them walk around in a flashlight.
Yeah.
And just tell them where to point the flashlight and where not to point the flashlight.
Yeah.
And you only see what the flashlight hits.
Right.
You know, don't feel bad if you didn't make any of your goals for the year.
Yeah.
Because the point is to be happy with what you did do.
Hmm.
And as long as you're content and happy with the goals you did hit, you say, well, you know what? How exhausted are you from what you did do? You know?
Yeah.
Could you have fit another? I look at it sometimes and say, yeah, maybe I could have. Maybe I could have. But at the time, it just felt like I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, this year was kind of hard because we were doing a lot of events and marketing for Theta, which is, like you said, it takes your weekends. So while you're running around to all these film festivals, you do have this gnawing feeling where it's like, I should be shooting, I should be writing, I should be working on something. And then you're talking to people at these events and they're like, what are you working on? What's next? You know? So it is a really hard thing to balance, you know? And I think it even took us half the year to actually get back into being able to produce and do these events at the same time.
Yeah, it was really difficult.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we shot mostly over the summer. We shot.
I don't know how I got on this. I mean, like,
3
we started
short
with
films.
film festivals and we got to this. Like, how I went roundabout to that, I don't know idea how that even happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna make first goal of the year is I'm gonna have plans for every one of these podcasts.
All
That's
right.
for you.
Yeah, please. I just rambled. I don't know.
I just thought we could do a really nice little wrap up of all the things we've learned. But I think that's what we're doing. But yeah, no, it's really hard. And
the thing I learned is that film festivals kind of suck. That's what I learned. Film festivals kind of suck. Yeah. Oh, that was my other point that I wanted to, is one of the things we've learned is you really, really, really need to schmooze the festival.
And really, really research the festival.
And schmooze.
You
have to schmooze them. You have to know them.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, oh, I go drinking with this guy on Fridays.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I know her. I used to work with her here.
Yeah, you don't need to find out their favorite coffee blend and drop it off at their job. No.
You just need to get them to recognize your name.
Yeah.
So when that submission comes in, they say, oh, I know them. And that's it. Yeah. It doesn't have to go any farther than that. You just need to get them to recognize your name when you submit. And that's all.
Yeah.
That name looks familiar to me. And then they look you up.
Right.
Because that's how they choose their films.
Yeah, it's one of the ways. But
it's one of the main ways they choose. Not by knowing you.
No.
I mean, when they look you up, if there is some level of line between you and them, it is then easier for them to find out information on you.
Yes.
The easier it is for them to find information on your film, the more likely they are to choose your film.
Right.
Because there's plenty of film festivals, we know film festival directors who have said in the past, like, this was a great film. But I couldn't find anything online about it. I could barely find the trailer. I couldn't find any information on them. Yeah. And when you're looking at 500 submissions, you are not going to track down every single one of them. No. You physically can't do it.
No, they have the same amount of hours in the day as we do.
Exactly.
And most of the time, they're also working full-time jobs. So they're squeezing this in between as they can too.
Absolutely.
What you're kind of talking about is creating a reputation. Increasing the appearance of your film You know, if you get a reputation of being a filmmaker that shows up to the events, that you can sell tickets, that you bring people, that you support people, that you not only and you just don't go to your film. No,
We're not talking about 50 tickets.
Bring five. Bring three.
Yeah.
If you could bring three people.
You and somebody else. You and some other people showed up to their festival.
Yeah. You know, Mo says it all the time. If every filmmaker that shows up at his monthly screenings brings two people with them,
We'd have a full house.
they have a full house.
They play 4 movies a month.
Yeah.
That's what?
That's 8 people or 10
That's
people.
3 people, 1 filmmaker, and 2 friends.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 12 people for 4 films. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 12 people in a little bar.
Yeah, and he has, you know, his regulars from the neighborhood that show up. So between the 12 people that the filmmakers bring, you got 20 people sitting in the room. And it's not like he's trying to sell tickets. He's just trying to like literally just build awareness of this and of the filmmakers. If you do the right thing, if you show up to your film, if you stay, don't just show up for your film and then leave.
People
Don't
do that all the time. And trust me, the festival directors, they're standing in the lobby. They know. They see who's showing up for their movie and then leaving.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I think that's one of the biggest lessons that we learned this year is a challenge that we're going to have this year is still maintaining that appearance of involvement and the same level of involvement that we had this year. Because we actually attended now, I think it's 14 film festivals attended. And now we had an additional 5 screenings.
5 or 6 screenings.
5 or 6 screenings, which brings us to about 19 to 20 different film events we went to this year.
Yeah.
Which for everybody counting is like 1 point whatever a month.
It's pretty much one every 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah,
one every another event every 3 weeks. I mean, we'd go like a month or 2 without it, and then we'd do 2 or 3 in a month.
Yeah, I mean, October it was madness from September to November. I mean, you guys know we disappeared from you guys a little bit.
We did 6 events in 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's exhausting. It really
expensive.
is. It's expensive.
Spent a lot of money, but that credit card was burning holes in our pockets. But
lots of bar tabs. But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, New York Short, we met some really cool filmmakers just literally hanging out at the closing night ceremony. You know, you do have to put this legwork in. I mean, as much as you just want to be like, I just want to make movies. Well, you know, this is unfortunately a part of making movies.
It is now. It's absolutely this is a business, and I've heard this on other podcasts, and I've heard it on other interviews and everything. This is a business of who you know.
Yeah,
and that's not to say if you know nobody, you go nowhere. But it is to say that the entire business is based upon relationships. A producer is not going, even at the Michael Bay level, Michael Bay is not going to put $200 million into a movie unless he personally can vouch for that director behind the seat.
Yeah.
You wonder at your job, why don't I get the promotion and he gets it because he's sucking up to the boss? No, because the boss knows him.
Yep.
He sees him. It sucks to say that's how the world is, but that is how the world is. That's just humans.
Yeah.
It's just how humans are.
Yeah,
I'm being very fucking cynical right now.
Yeah, you are.
I'm being very cynical.
No, but there's a truth to it. I mean, like, you know, the couple of times that, you know, we've had events that I've had to leave work early for, and I'm like, you know, maybe 20 minutes, a half hour, which, you know, at an office, who really pays attention to 20 minutes and half hour increments? Yeah. Nobody pays attention to it. Yeah. But I always feel horrible doing it. But the fact that my boss sees that I am answering emails well past, you know, I'm supposed to leave work at 5:30. I most nights will leave at 6 to 6:30 at night. Yeah. But I have been there some nights answering emails at 7:30 o'clock, you know, 7:30 at night. She
comes in the next morning and sees that these emails were answered at 7:15 and when you should have been gone 2 hours already.
Yeah. And so when I asked to leave a little bit early, she has no problem with it happening because I put the time in elsewhere. Yeah. You know, and she sees it.
Your job is not one of those with the promotion thing.
No, I'm at the top of the food chain of my position.
There's no promotions in your thing. There's 3 positions in your job. It's there's partners, there's designers, and there's admins. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, I'm on the admin. I'm an admin. I'm an admin track. There's somebody who chases the money. There's somebody who bills the money, and then there's me who creates all the new work.
Yeah.
I mean that's one thing that you really do. I don't think we've been at this filmmaking. I'm going to sound a little cynical right now. Oh no. We've been at this for, I don't even know.
Almost 10, a little over 10 years.
A little over 10 years.
I just say 10 because,
And the one key piece I think that we were missing was networking. And getting to know people. We just thought if we just kept making things, then people would come to us. And that unfortunately is not really the truth. But I don't want the first time filmmaker to feel like, well, I don't know anybody, so there's no point to this. No, I mean, you have to hone your craft. And if you love doing this, then that's why you do it.
yeah.
You get better at it. I mean, your first couple, you don't really want people to see. I mean, you're not going to make your first film and send it to Sundance. Nobody does that.
We have 5 or 6 shorts that, oh God.
Just
you can find them on our website or one of our YouTube.
Yeah, you have to chase it down on YouTube. There's no connection on our website to that. No. We didn't start festivals until Blood Slaughter, honestly.
The trailers.
The trailers
is where we started doing so, which is why I say about 10 years. The first Blood Slaughter trailer was 2008.
Yeah.
2007 or 2008 was the first one. And we didn't really start pushing them till about 2009. Mm-hmm. You know, when we did 2 and 3 of it, you know, and then we started shooting the movie in 2011. Yeah. We started, you know, so
throw them up on YouTube. You find some like-minded people, or you find a couple people that like it.
This sucks.
Yeah, and then you build your thick skin. I mean, that's really what that is. When you put something on YouTube, and then somebody calls you a chain-smoking fat chick with chubby cheeks. Anyway, you just get over that, and you build a really thick skin over these things.
Have you?
Totally over it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
So yeah, I mean, I think this year we learned networking. We learned going to events, being more supportive, being more, I don't know. Vocal, apparent, public, being more public.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
Yeah. Work on getting there's a goal for the year. It's a goal that doesn't have an end point.
Yeah.
Work on getting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Making your presence known.
Yeah.
Not saying you need to be on the front page of Rue Morgue by the end of the year, but you need
go and find the film people in your town, in your city, in your genre. If you're in the middle of nowhere in a small town, go to the university, find the film students, attend
build your crew.
Yeah, attend the festival run by the university.
Yeah,
go and just meet people, and then just literally like, this is what I do, this is what I'm interested in, because people will ask. That's the big thing. When you are finding first time filmmakers, student filmmakers, young filmmakers, they want to know, what do you do and how can you help me?
New York Short, we met a whole bunch of film students.
A ton, yeah.
We met a whole bunch of film students, and
I felt so old. They looked at us with these like dish plate eyes, like, you were so wise.
Yeah, they talked to us like they had a million questions for us.
Yeah,
because we said, well, yeah, we have 2 features and we have a bunch of shorts, and they were just like, what? Because a lot of them, this was their first film festival.
Yeah, first film festival, first film, first everything.
You go to some of these short festivals, and there's college students around and stuff. They want to work with. They want to meet new people. They're looking for people. Yeah. So don't be afraid to talk to them. You don't know what you're doing. They don't know what they're doing.
Okay,
great. That's a.
I'm just going to insert a little thing. Okay, everybody is awkward. Okay, everybody who makes films is freaking awkward. We are artists at heart, and we are awkward.
We don't know how to talk to anybody.
We are shy. We are not full of confidence. It's super awkward. It's super awkward sometimes to network with people. But you know what? They're feeling exactly as awkward as you are. I've talked to so many filmmakers where they're just like, okay, this is when I awkwardly laugh. And I'm like, okay, this is when I awkwardly chuckle because of your awkward laugh. This is great. Let's just keep this going. Like, just embrace it. You just need to learn to talk to people. And you just need to learn to like, hi, my name is so-and-so and I do this. That's really all you need to learn to say.
Yeah. And New York Short, I think she walked right up to me.
Yeah.
The camera.
The cinematographer. Yeah.
I can't remember her name for the life of me at this very second. No. But we were standing there. She saw that I had the badge on, and she just walked up. Hi, I'm a camera person. What do you do? Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is this. I'm a cameraman. I'm a camerawoman, and I have a short in the festival. I see you're here. What do you do?
Yep.
And if you don't want to know how to talk about yourself, just let them talk.
Yeah.
Just keep asking questions because everybody likes to talk about themselves.
It's true. Asking questions is a great way to get through the awkwardness. I think that's what I learned this year. Actually coming out with Beneath and being the face for once. It's super awkward. It's a little intimidating, but have faith in yourself. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned. Doing Beneath, I've done 2 or 3 Q&As now, and I've talked about it a whole bunch with other filmmakers. And I still surprise myself with things that people find in the film. It's not the most perfect film. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm the greatest. I just made this great film. But there was enough of my voice and enough of me that just went into the project because it's mine.
Yeah.
That a lot of people will find, and it's easier to discuss because you kind of get surprised sometimes where they're like, somebody will interpret something and you're like, oh, I didn't even see that. But I mean, even if you're just starting out, the number one thing you want to do is meet people and learn how to own yourself. So, I mean, I think that's a really great goal to start off with. I mean, even if you're just, even if you haven't shot a thing yet, like, this is what I'm looking to do.
Go to film festivals.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, forget even going to the schools. Go to the colleges. That's when you're ready to work. You got to find a crew.
Yeah.
Just go to the film festivals and just start meeting people.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just meet. Talk.
Yeah.
Talk. Say hello. Hell, our friend Paul, that's what he did. He was coming down to the things at Nears because he was friends with Christian, and he came down once, he came down twice, 2-3 times, and he'd never made a movie. He was just coming out just to see what was going on.
Yeah, because it's interesting.
That's it. And he came out 2 or 3 months in a row, and that was February, March, and April that he came out to them.
Yeah.
And he came out to a couple others since then, but by the third one, by the second or third one, he had seen one of ours. Then he went to our website. He saw our podcast and all blah, blah, blah. And he'd never had any inclination to really do movies. Like, oh, okay, he thought it would be something cool. But all right, well, let me just watch some movies. And because of that, now he's acted in 3 short films.
Yeah.
He's no training as an actor. He wasn't an actor before.
No.
He is now, though.
No, and
he's working
he
toward
actually
it.
showed us at the last one, he has a poster for his own film.
Yes, that's right. He showed us the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started writing his own script. He started asking me some questions about, well, how would you do this and how would you do that? Well, what do I have to do? I said, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
And then
you have no experience,
literally
just do it.
By talking to people, hey, I went to this film festival. Just when you're having drinks with whoever's in your life.
Yeah.
You never know where you're going to find a connection. Yep. He literally was having drinks with a buddy of his, and his buddy's daughter was just graduating from school, and she wants to screenwrite. Mm-hmm. So he said, if you happen to know anybody who since you went to this film festival, if you happen to have met anybody or know anybody that I can point her in the direction of, that would be great.
Yeah.
And so now the 2 of them are working together on a film.
Yep.
You never know
who you're sitting across the table from. So we started last year off at Macabre Fair with Theta States.
Yeah.
Now we're starting this year off at Macabre Fair with Beneath.
Yes.
What's next? We got a bunch of festivals for Beneath coming up that we're waiting on.
Yeah, well, I think there's about 15 that we're waiting on. It's going to be a bit slow. It's going to be like a couple months. I think it's like 1 a month or 1 or 2 a month that I find out.
It's not like it was last year.
No, it's not like it was in October.
We had a feature in 3 different shorts that we were pushing around festivals. So, yeah, we were busy. Yeah. We were busy for that reason alone.
So what's next? My goals for the year.
Yeah. What are your goals for the year? Let's do that.
I have a short that I've come up with a concept with, and I want to get that on paper and get that shot this year.
Okay.
I also have a feature that I want to start putting down on paper.
Mm-hmm. Nice. You going to start writing?
I'm going to start writing a feature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So produce 1 to 2 short films. There's another one in the back of my brain somewhere that I may or may not push through, but I'd like to have another one in time for X Wound and the Women in Horror stuff.
Cool.
So, yeah, those are my goals for the year.
So 1 script and 2 shorts.
Yes.
Is your goal for the year.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot now that you said that out loud. Now I'm like, oh, God. Rough draft by the end of the year. That's my
Rough
goal.
draft of the feature
Yeah.
by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Me, I'm like, I'm putting back into rotation the idea of doing a music video.
Cool.
I still want to do one.
So if anybody knows anybody who's...
No, I'm not opening myself up that much.
Okay.
To if anybody knows any bands that want it, because
Yeah.
I've done that before in the past, and I've had 4 or 5, and I mean a couple of years ago, I had 4 or 5 different bands that I want to do a video, and the truth is everybody who wants to do a video doesn't have money for it.
Yeah.
And we don't have the money to produce it either.
No.
You know, so it's going to be the type of thing where it's going to be somebody who I know needs a video, and they would like to do a video, and we can all work around cutting corners with each other. You know, we can all work around each other's schedule and money and, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
It's got to be one of those kind of mutual things, because I've never done it before. And
You came from music, and music is a very important thing.
and
in your
yes,
life.
exactly. So it's got to be something that I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, again, just like the other video, the fantasy video, where it was really cool, but I even told her, I said, it's not my style. My heart's not into it.
Yeah.
But it's like, if it's my first music video, I'd like it to be one that I really want to have fun with, so I can just enjoy the process, learn the process, have fun with the process first before it becomes kind of mechanical. All right, now I can do more videos.
Right.
I got to learn to do one first.
Right.
You know, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. But
Well, you had another goal, music related.
another one. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we had me and Ray. Ray has done our soundtracks for all of our films.
Yep.
I've been working on music with Ray since we're 15 years old. Mm-hmm. So we're going 22 years. We've been doing music in one form or another together. We were in bands together. I auditioned for bands that he was in before, and we've always written music together. We just enjoy. He's not much of a musician anymore. He doesn't do music for anyone other than us.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, and for fun.
Yeah.
So me and Ray have been talking about doing a couple of cover songs and actually recording them.
I think it's great.
Yeah, recording some cover songs. So that's the goal. I'd like to record, a couple of cover songs this year with him just for fun.
Yeah.
You know, we have some of our own. I think we've recorded 3 songs.
I think we've used all of them in
What?
some capacity in our films.
No. Well,
One at least.
no. Yes. The Blood
Yeah.
Slaughter Ripper song
Yeah.
is in the trailers.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done anything with the other 2 because
I thought we put one in home or something.
one of them we lost the recording of. No. We lost the recording of the first one, Evolve, that we did. That song is 20 years old.
So, but it makes sense. I mean, I just want to point out, because you're in music, you've had a really rough year post-production wise, and over the last couple of months, you've been burned out on deliverables.
Oh my God.
So I think, don't be afraid to take on a couple of other endeavors where it's like, for you to go back to music, it may just reboot you.
Yeah.
It's a release of your creative juices, and maybe it'll just burn off some stress and you can have some fun.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to just set a goal that maybe isn't film related.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with it. I mean, if you're creating content, that's really
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep creating.
keep creating. That's for what it is. And content can be, you paint, so we can take pictures of your paintings, and we do shows, and we try and sell them there. And
My big goal for the year is, I don't know how I'd really like to do this, but it's a matter of my shorts or your shorts.
yeah,
That's really what it is the Festival Baby short
Yeah.
that I want to do.
yeah,
I'd really like to do something. I'd really like to do a short that's
geared towards festivals.
seriously geared
Yeah.
toward festivals and, making it one of those things. It's just like, look, this is literally the absolute best of everything that we can do.
Right.
And it's coming from a story that I didn't even write. That's another thing I learned this year, that I really don't like writing much.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of writing. When I get an idea, just kind of flows and happens, but I'm not a fan of the process of writing. I just want to shoot.
Yeah.
So what did we just watch? Black Mirror.
Yes.
And Black Mirror.
Excellent.
Yeah, the new season 4 just went up. It is excellent.
So good. So good.
It
If
is
you haven't
perfect-
watched it, please go back and watch
go watch
all
Black
of it.
Mirror. It is a perfect example of exactly what I'm saying, what I'm thinking, is that my strength is in directing and putting together a film.
Yeah.
Okay? Why should I kill myself ripping my hair out,
Yeah.
staring at a screen every single day, trying to pull out that perfect story, when I can walk into any bookstore or library, point a finger, and find a book written
It's true.
10 times better than anything I could come up with by staring at the screen.
Right.
Now, yeah, maybe there is some amazing story sitting in my brain somewhere that I can't pull out.
Well, I mean,
But in the meantime,
yeah.
there's hundreds of thousands of stories out there that are just waiting to be turned into a film.
Well, here's an interesting point to that. You and I have had this conversation, more off mic than on mic, but what that does when you go and find another writer, especially if you find a really good writer, you will learn more about storytelling. You can be you are a very strong visual storyteller, and you're teaching me to be a very good visual storyteller. There is a difference between the visual story and the story itself.
Yes.
And finding a writer who is a writer who knows story methods. I mean, we've talked about the 7 basic plot points. We've talked about kind of a lot of writing structure. Somebody who has mastered that.
This is their life.
This is their life. This is their specialty. This is what they do. This is what they breathe, sleep, eat. You will learn storytelling by taking apart that story in order to turn it into a visual medium. So one idea that we had was that we were going to go and find a public domain from like Poe or Lovecraft and just literally make it because
do it
it's public
straight.
domain. It's public. As long as it's in the public domain, you can make a film about it.
And these are classic, tried and true stories. You know, you can go to Mary Shelley. You can go to, what do I have sitting up there? Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yeah.
So many classic stories that are out there. And yeah, they've been done 100 times.
Yeah.
But
It's literally walking yourself through a story.
yes, that's exactly the point. The fact of the matter is that these stories are tested, recognized, and classics. So there's no question as to whether or not you have a good script because you do.
Then find a little something that makes it yours. Apply your style.
Exactly.
Or experiment to find your style because you have a solid story.
Yeah.
So you can experiment and try different things out, try and find your style, try, if you make it a steampunk story or, literally, I mean, Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies is a great example. Like, let's take this really well-known classic story and throw some zombies into it.
See, but that's still...
Well, it's written. I just meant in the idea
yes,
of it.
Exactly, yeah.
Just the idea of it.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about going that far with it.
No. I'm not trying to rewrite it. I'm just saying, they literally took well-known story and added a spin to it.
That still requires you to fully understand the structure of storytelling.
Yeah.
I'm talking about honing my skills as a visual storyteller.
Right.
I don't have to worry about whether the story is good because I already know the story is good.
Right.
Can I tell it visually?
Yeah, you're right. I complicated it. You're
not
correct.
complicated it. You're talking about another level of it,
Right.
Another way of doing it. I'm talking about taking that story and being as straightforward as possible because this story already works.
Yeah.
And then if people don't like the film, that means you as a filmmaker need to improve because it's not the script.
No,
it's you. That's what you need. That's what I think filmmakers need to learn because a lot of us write our own stories and then we make these movies and everybody's like, oh my God, that was so great. But was it great simply because it was all you?
Yeah.
It was all you working within your own limitations and within your own this and your own that. You know what you can and cannot do.
Right.
So you stray away from certain things simply because, I can make it work better if I do it that way. But now you're doing something that somebody already knows. And
Yeah.
you have to adapt that.
Yeah.
And you have to make it good. It's like everybody has their own preconceived notion of what the Telltale Heart should look like.
Yeah.
And how it should be paced out.
Right.
And if you can't make a good movie out of it, then it's you as a filmmaker that needs to work, that needs to learn to be better.
Right.
And that's always the question. Well, is my script good enough? Now you know the script is good enough.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, and that's something that even Timothy and Ulrich have said a lot. Well, how do you know when the script, it's something that they struggle with.
Yeah.
When is the script ready? When is the script ready? I'm sorry, that story's 150 years old.
Oh, it's
freaking
it's
ready.
ready.
It's ready.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
And not when the script. It's you. Okay?
Yeah.
There are feature films out there that were totally shot on just an outline.
Yep.
And they sent the actors in and they just prepped them properly.
Yeah.
So
Or prep them improperly.
Whatever.
That's been done as well.
I'm talking about good ones. I'm talking
Okay.
about good movies.
Okay.
You know? The good movies. The Divide. The Divide, the
Yeah.
movie where they're all in the basement after the
Yeah.
the chemical attack. 90% of that movie was improv.
Yeah.
You know? And I think they shot the whole thing in like 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome though.
Blair Witch Project was the same way. There's no script. There was an outline. They actually had 2 maps, the 3 of them. They had 2 maps. One map that the filmmakers gave them, and this is where to follow so you don't get lost, blah, blah, blah. This is the one you're going to show in the movie.
Right.
But here's yours that you keep to yourself. And each of them had their own individual map.
Right.
And that map gave them specific locations to go out through the forest. They were actually little film rolls that they left, you know, peppered around the park that they were shooting in.
So it's like a big Easter egg hunt.
Huh?
Like an Easter egg hunt.
Sort of, yeah. But on each one of their individual maps would tell them where the next one was going to be. So when they got there, they knew what their character's goal for the day was.
Yeah.
Because the filmmakers themselves tried to stay as far away from them as possible. And they kept them within, they actually were.
Yeah.
But they kept themselves off so
Right.
that they weren't actually interacting with them, you know? And that's how they did. So this entire movie was shot on literally an outline and letting the actors, so you can totally make a movie without a complete script.
Yeah.
It's totally possible. It can be done.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this. Please stop
I
me.
don't know.
Please stop me. Where am I going? I don't even know.
Okay, so we've given you a couple of ideas for goals if you're struggling to, figure out what your goal for the year is. One little thing that I want to throw in, and then I think we're pretty much done. One trick that we've learned over time is instead of setting one goal for the year, which I don't want to take away from everything we just said, but to break it out into 6-week increments.
That's your thing.
That's my thing.
I know you like.
I love it, and I think it works really well. I think it's worked really well for us.
As long as you keep me to it.
Yeah, I have to keep you to it.
terrible at it.
I have to do. Yeah, I mean, it's really good to have a partner in all things where you can do a check-in, and have some accountability.
Having an actual list sitting there
Yeah.
is like, I'm always seeing it in the corner of my eye.
Right.
And it makes it, I wouldn't say easier to check them off, but I feel obligated to it.
Yeah.
Because we've written it down, I've put it up there, and it's there staring at me every day. And every day that I don't check off another piece of that, I feel bad. Telling me what I have not done yet.
And it feels so good to cross it out.
It does. You can see your progress written out in front of you.
Yeah, and you see your direction. Like, where are you going? Like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Well, here's the list, and this is the driving force.
And I think as you cross things off on the list too, you start to realize those things, those parts of the list that you forgot to write down.
Yep.
Because you start, shit, no, before I get to this, I have to do this, and that. It's not on the list, but then you just...
Yep,
you
modify
know?
the list.
And that's how I do it. Because once I start adding to the list, when that list starts getting longer, I start...
Yeah, you start getting overwhelmed, which is the point of the 6-week goals.
Yes.
It's, okay, great. If you want to set a goal for, like, I want to make a film by the end of the year, great. What are your steps between now and then?
Yes, exactly. You need to know where you're starting.
Yeah. So you break it down into 6 weeks. Okay, you want to make a movie this year. 6 weeks. You get your script in order. Get your script finalized. Get it polished.
Decide what subject you want to be. How about that?
Okay.
First 6 weeks. What is a subject you want your script to be?
Right.
Then the next 6 weeks is first draft of the
Yeah,
of your
rough,
script.
rough draft. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, second, and then
Third,
the 6
yeah.
weeks, the third 6 weeks. All right, second draft of the script.
Yeah.
And start showing it to people there.
Yep.
You know, so now come end of February, 6 weeks, end of 6 weeks, that would be February, then end of March. So by April, you're already showing people your script.
Right.
This is a goal for the end of the year. You
Yeah.
want to finish by the end of the year, which means you're not going to be shooting until September or so.
Right.
Let's say you only have 2 days of shooting. You're going to start telling people about it in January. Come June, they're going to wonder, well, what are we doing? You've been talking about this for 6 months now.
Right.
You know, and they start to lose a little bit of faith in you. You know, because you need to prepare yourself. You yourself need to be ready.
Yep.
You hand them a script, they take you so.
No, you got
Oh.
a script.
You have
Okay.
a script. Yeah, well, I still got another draft or two to do of this, but I just wanted you to see this now.
Yeah.
So that, you know,
They get like some input, like to see if you were actually interested,
Yep.
if you had any like insights into your character, if it's an actor. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so break it into 6-week goals so it's easy, it's more manageable. It's
Yes.
not as overwhelming.
Yeah.
So, for example, my first 6-week goal is to get my short film written. Yep. The one one I already have
Written? Which
rough draft.
you want first draft of your, wow. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
Does that mean I have to make a 6-week goal right now?
no, I wasn't holding you accountable or anything. I was just
It
telling
sounds
you.
like you are.
We're not competitive, okay?
My first 6 weeks. Okay, you know what? I actually do have a 6-week goal.
Okay.
We did that the Matryoshka short
Yes.
last year.
Yeah.
6-week goal. I'm gonna schedule the reshoots.
Cool.
Not within the 6 weeks.
No, just
specifically.
get 'em scheduled.
By the end of the 6
Get 'em
weeks.
in-
yes,
get 'em
we
in the
know
calendar.
We're gonna come up with what the new ending we're gonna shoot is.
Yep.
That's okay. There you go. I want to come up with the ending of what the new ending is going to be. Write that new ending, which is, I mean, really, it's a 3-page script. So I got
Yes.
1 page. I got to write 1 page.
Yeah.
Figure out when we're going to shoot it.
Yeah.
You know, and how we're going to shoot it.
Yep.
Just figure out the logistics and set a date.
Cool.
Even if the date is in friggin' June.
Yeah.
Set a date by the end of the 6 weeks. So that's my first 6-week goal.
Okay, so then I'm going to amend mine just to be clear because it's a silent film, so it doesn't really need much of a script. But I just want to get it on paper.
Yeah.
Get it on paper.
Okay.
Yep. Just I'm super clear on it. I just want to get it on paper, whether it's a storyboard or just an outline.
Now we're being held accountable to this. So come like
I know.
February 15th or so.
The pressure.
We need to-
And the worst part is that we lose 2 weeks because Macabre Fair.
Yeah, well.
We lose 1 week. Okay, let's be
Yeah.
honest. We lose 1 week
It's next
because Macabre
week.
Fair.
It's next
yeah.
weekend.
It's next week.
So
So yes,
that's
speaking
right.
of,
Oh man, 'cause I still have to write my roast for that. I got to come up with my. Oh man, I got a lot of stuff to do.
so it's 2 weeks. We lose 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, I've got to finish writing the roast for Macabre Fair.
So speaking of Macabre Fair,
I've got to write. I've got to come up with my questions because I'm hosting the cinematography panel.
yep.
So I've got to come up with my outline for that as well
Yeah.
in that time.
Yeah.
Wow. I got a lot of stuff to do in the next 2 weeks. Shit.
So like I said, we lose 2 weeks of our first 6, but we'll make it work, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, Macabre Fair, Beneath is screening on Saturday, at 1:25. And
Saturday what?
Saturday the 13th.
The date, because that's next week. So
Saturday the 13th at 1:25 p.m.
where is this now?
It is Ronkonkoma, New York,
What
Long
is
Island.
The hotel?
The Clarion. So Beneath is playing Saturday and Sunday. I am part of a Women in Horror panel again.
And I'm
You are hosting a
moderating
roast.
/ hosting the cinematography panel
Yeah.
with Jill Passon and Phil Kroll. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who else is in the Women in Horror panel with you.
It's Angie Hansen, Deborah
Markowitz?
Lori Foley.
I don't know who that is.
It's not,
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
somebody new who's also
Somebody
screening.
you've never met.
Somebody I've never met, so new filmmaking friend. Mm-hmm. I think that's it. I think there's only 4 of us.
Okay.
You are handling the roast of Miss Angie Hansen.
Yes.
On Saturday night, I am running the red carpet.
Uh-huh.
So scared. Yeah. So we have that coming up next weekend.
Macabre Fair Film Fest.
Macabre Fair Film Fest.
Yeah, go check that out online, and we'll be there all weekend. Hopefully, you will be too. Now I sound like a walking advertisement. Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. So, start up. So let's keep yourself motivated this year by creating 6-week goals for yourself. I think 6 week is mostly manageable. I think it's pretty, but small goals. They don't have to be huge steps.
No.
Small goals.
Baby step your way through.
Yeah, it's not like, I want to be
like, what about Bob?
This year, I need to be done. I'm going to have it fully cast in 6 weeks. No. Go small steps, because
this is a long process and it's grueling.
And
don't wear yourself out.
It feels like you may not be doing much, eventually those small steps get bigger.
Yeah. The whole point of 6-week goals is to build momentum.
Yes.
So just like a film festival, when your film is building momentum, you hit the ground running and you build with each one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it may sound really small just to get it on paper, to get a rough draft.
Get an outline.
But when you actually hand that to somebody for them to look at, you will feel like you just took a major step.
Yes.
And it is a major step to actually get something on paper and be willing to be ready to share it with somebody else is a huge step.
This is about getting you guys out there who are just doing your first, maybe your second, you're just starting out, getting that ball rolling, getting you moving. Say, you know what? I really don't know where to begin. So how about this? Sometime in the next 6 weeks, I'm going to go to a film festival and talk to someone. It could be that one person. One person. That could be your goal. Find a film festival within the next 6 weeks, and you want to meet one new person.
Yeah.
And that's a goal. It doesn't matter how small it is. It's something.
Yeah.
It's keeping yourself moving forward is what's important. And if it's meeting one person, one filmmaker who made a movie there and just talking to them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
That's a goal. Then your next 6 weeks is, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to meet 2 people.
Yeah.
Even if you did it that way, by the end of the year, you met 10 or 15, 20 new people.
Yeah.
And next year, you may actually have a crew to make a film.
Yeah. Filmmaking is a long game. Mm-hmm. It really is. So just don't rush yourself. Don't act like this is a sprint. It's a freaking marathon.
This is a marathon and a half.
Yeah. It's the marathon of your life. So take it slow. Choose manageable goals, because if you don't hit your goal, you're going to feel disappointed. And the more disappointed you feel, the less likely you are to achieve a goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with weight loss. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
works on all things.
One step at a time. All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up. I'm done rambling. I'm really not, but I can ramble forever, and I just don't want to.
No, we're good. We got to a really good point that you're now ruining.
I'm sorry. Okay, so check out Macabre Fair Film Fest. We'll be there January 12th through the 14th. We'll be there the whole weekend. Beneath is screening Saturday and Sunday. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head what the tickets cost, but it's a cool festival. There's a whole red carpet dinner and everything. Separate tickets for that. There's 70 or so features and shorts playing through the course of the weekend. There will be a lot of filmmakers there that you can meet with, and they're all hanging out all weekend long.
I think we have like 6 or 7 panels going throughout the weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot of events going on, a lot of things, a lot of chances and opportunities.
If you're an actor, I believe that they're doing the headshots again, so you can actually bring your headshot and leave it at the table for the filmmakers.
There's a table.
So
in the
if you're an
lobby.
actor, it's a really great way to come out.
Even
and
if
meet
you're
people.
a director or producer, anything you are, there's a table in the lobby that they leave there for people to put their headshots and their
contact information
and their business cards on there. So even if you just you want to offer your services, put your headshot or your business card there. Please don't cover the table in your own movies, because there's 70 other movies playing through the course of the weekend. Hand those out. You have flyers, that's fine. Hand them to people. Yep. Because the truth is, we all make our flyers and we all put them on the table, and at the end of the day, they end up in the garbage, and that's a waste of your money.
Yep.
That's gonna do it for us. Please subscribe to us on wherever you're listening to this podcast. Give us a rating and a review. It really helps us a whole lot. Thank you all for listening. I hope you got something out of this week. Happy New Year, everybody.
And I got a hashtag of #6week goal.
#6week goal. I got to start using your hashtag when I upload it.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I forget to share it when
Yeah.
Okay, goal for the year.
Goal for the year, use more hashtags.
Use more hashtags, and actually use the hashtag I throw in the episode.
Good luck. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Start your 6-week goals. Get yourself moving. So this way you can get out there and make good films.